Welcome to GameSparks. This is a short introductory presentation to give you an overview of GameSparks and tell you more about what we do before we show you the platform. Our goal is to make it as easy as possible to engage with us, so if you need any help at all, please email us at info@gamesparks.com and someone will be on hand to help you as soon as possible. GameSparks is a new cloud-based platform for games developers to help them build the server-side features of their games and then manage their games as a service post-launch. Games are increasingly becoming dependent on server-side components. Making a game into a cross-platform multiplayer game or building it as a free-to-play game with in-app purchases and managing players are examples of the requirements that are increasing the move towards server-side game development. The GameSparks platform provides developers with a single integrated tool to build these server components without ever having to set up and run a server. It's all done for them, freeing them up to focus on their games, and it is fully compatible with other game tools such as Unity, Marmalade, and others. The games business has changed a lot, and as a developer, in order to increase your chances of success, you will likely need to embrace the games as a service model, which will require you to do more and more of your game development and management on the server. Our platform is designed to be a one-stop shop, a fully integrated development environment that enables you to do everything you need server-side. It's a full end-to-end service platform architected so that you can pick and choose which components you use. Let's look at why developers need to use server-side logic on an increasing basis. There are 4 key reasons. As developers embrace more and more platforms on which to release their game, there is an increasing overhead with ongoing maintenance. Frequently, it can take as much effort to carry out the release process across all platforms as it does to make the change in the first place. Clearly, there has to be a more economic way, and there is. By transferring more of the game logic to the server, developers can make ongoing changes to their game without necessarily having to update the client and release through the store approval processes. Players too are using more and more platforms to play the same games. There is an increasing expectation that if I sign into a game on one platform, my phone for example, I will be able to resume the game from where I left off, perhaps on my PC, and I will have the same list of achievements and virtual goods that I may have purchased. Increasingly, games are being made available for free and look to make money from players through free-to-play. Free-to-play can be challenging because it means that game designers not only need to design great games, they must also design great economies. This is very hard to get right first time. Often a game's economy needs to be optimized based on how players are playing it. The process of gathering data on players, analyzing it, and making informed changes to the game based on it is much more efficient if it is done on the server side. The GameSparks platform allows you to do all of this in one integrated environment. Games are increasingly becoming more social and multiplayer in their nature as social mechanics prove very successful in helping to drive up player numbers. People who play multiplayer games often invite their friends. Many of these social and multiplayer features require server-side logic to work. This is a lot for a game developer to take on, and GameSparks provides the technology to make your lives easier. Here are just some examples of why developers look to leverage server-side functionality. Do any of these pain points resonate with your own experience? Multiple device types, need for analysis, free-to-play optimization, and of course multiplayer capability. These are the most common issues we hear from our customers, and we have designed GameSparks around these pain points. I'll pause for a moment to let you digest some of them. So let's take a look at how GameSparks is constructed. The diagram on the slide lays out the key components pretty well. However, we can simplify it further. Basically, there are 3 key layers. Layer 1, the top layer, provides a set of pre-built game mechanics which are common to many games and which require server-side logic. High-performance leaderboards, cross-platform achievements, synchronous and asynchronous multiplayer are all good examples. Layer 2 is where we open up the platform to you and enable you to leverage cloud code, cloud data, and cloud storage to both customize the Layer 1 features and build more of your own. Layer 3 is the infrastructure, the servers and network, firewalls, routers, load balancers, caching devices. and importantly all of the services which sit on top of these, like installation, configuration, tuning, fixing, patching, monitoring, etc. We do this 24/7 so that you don't have to. When you run a service, you need to do it on a 24/7 basis, and we do that all for you. GameSparks supports nearly all major games platforms, not just mobile. We provide SDKs which are used to manage the connection between the device side and the server side over super fast WebSockets. The broad set of server-side features can then be freely accessed via our API library once the SDK for your particular environment is installed. We also provide you with access to our database cluster, both to access all of your player information but also to build out your own data structures. Finally, if there is a service that is not available within GameSparks, don't worry. We have a rich library of third-party integrations which we do on the server side so that you don't need to do the work of integrating them yourselves on the device. Finally, before we move to the demo, let's take one last look at what GameSparks is. It is a cloud-based service that enables developers to implement a rich set of server-side features, all within one integrated development environment, and all without you having to know anything about servers. Thank you and enjoy the demonstration.